Good morning, this is Belinda with Belinda's Baubles, and welcome to A Texas Vlogmas Day 3. All right, are you ready to get into this? Because unfortunately it is another work day for me. I have my breakfast going here, which is, what did I fix today? Some Fage plain yogurt, but I have blueberries, pecans, and honey in there. And then my same coffee as far as the Cameron's Jamaican blend. I'm trying to finish up that box before I get into my favorite coffee that Shauna brought me from the Kansas area. So we have a new adventure going on today. So we're doing the adventure around the United Kingdom with Mousewitch yarn, which is Mandy from Mouse's Makes. And today we are going to Malmesbury Abbey Gardens. Okay, I didn't find a live feed, and I checked the trains, and it looks like we're going to be taking, this is about a 7-hour, I don't know if it's train or bus or what, but it said it was public transport. And it was going to take about a little over 7 hours for us to get there. So she's definitely giving me a tour of England with this, because we're bouncing from one end to the other. I also didn't find any live feeds of the Abbey other than events. You could actually go on to YouTube and find different events going on inside the Abbey that have been recorded and are on YouTube. But I did find from 2017 there was a drone company that was doing some aerial views there. And so I'll put a little snippet here. It's not a long video. Just wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of where we're going today. And I'll put a link down below, because they have not just this one video, but more videos to be able to show you the area. I'm enjoying this armchair travel, because I'm a bit concerned about the flight to start getting over to England and how long that is, and the seats that I can afford. Okay, so let's go ahead and delve into this, and I'll tell you a little bit about what I've done with the first 2 days with the mitten MCal. So day 3 with our Union Jack. Get out of the way. I don't want any of that to get in with the yarn. Ooh. Take a look at these grays and greens. It may be a little lighter than what it's showing up. How about there? And here is the picture from the garden. And I'll take a photo of this so you can see it a little better right here. But, oh, now this is going to look interesting. Okay, so with the mitten MCal, you get 24 little sections between the 2 gloves, or 2 mittens. And yesterday I took day 1 and day 2, and with the fact that these are not solid colors, it's not going to really show up the fact that I am doing Fair Isle, and that's okay. I'm thinking I'm going to do a second set of mittens alongside that you'll be able to see more, but I'm loving the marled effect that's happening. So here is day 1 and day 2. And what I'm going to do is I still have day 2 hooked in. And I'm thinking these are going to be fingerless mitts, so I won't have a full 24. So instead, I started with day 1, added in day 2 as the contrast. Now I'm going to use day 2 as my background color, and I'm going to add day 3 as my contrast. And then I'm going to keep going from there. Day 3 will be my background color. Day 4 will be my contrast. And I'm just going to add them in that way, and I can keep up, and I'll only be a day behind, really, whenever I'm making them. And then what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to see what I have for a solid, if I have enough black, or if I might get a gray. I'm just going to see what I have that I'm going to use for a second set of mitts, and I'm going to use that solid as my background color and each day. And that one I'm going to probably do the flip top mitts, and that will use all 24 days. So it all evolves, it evolves as you go along and you actually start seeing the colors and everything. But I knew that it wasn't likely to, stand out or pop out, and that was okay. I just wanted to be able to get all these colors together and kind of blend them on this trip that we're going on. Excuse me a second. Okay, so time for the Scrappy Advent. Now I'm still working on the band because it's a 4-inch band, and I'm just working on that in between because yesterday I wanted to catch up on this, and with editing and everything and work, time got away from me. But this hat probably will not get done until January or February, but we're just going to go on the journey. See what we have next. Oh, it actually kind of goes with that a little bit, but looky there. Okay, so looking at this, you got some yellows, grays, cream. I think this is a My Yarny Corner Patreon mini. This looks like one that Alex would have made. And it feels like this came from the UK. There's a little bit of a different feel. The United States yarns that we get here, mostly, they're more processed, really. So you can tell a little bit in the texture. It's really cool. Okay, so this is the Scrappy. So this is going to go in third on the stripes on the hat. So this is going to be fun. Okay, I'll leave that out so I can get a picture of all of those together. Okay, so since today is a work day and I'm not going to have a lot of time later on, I did have a little bit of a plan for today, though. I wanted to tell you a little bit of the significance of some of these ornaments I have on here, because they have a little bit of significance for me. And this evening, I still haven't decorated our family Christmas tree downstairs. It's just a little 4-footer. But I was going to decorate that tonight, and I'll take you along on it. So those are going to be our Christmassy plans for today, along with me trying to get some car knitting and everything done. So let's take a look here. Now I do have my bees that I usually have set out. Those are crocheted bees that I've picked up on different out and abouts. But up here, my elf. Now this elf, I have pictures that somewhere that go back to where I can document him on my grandparents' tree back to at least my mom's teenage years. So we are talking about 75 years ago. So he's been around. He's kind of faded and everything, but I see him as the original elf on the shelf. What do you think? The Texas emblem here, that was actually sent to me by one of my high school friends that I just got to see whenever I went to Virginia. She gave that to me for Christmas. I think it has the year on there. Oh, I can't read it. I don't want to tear everything up. But it was in the late 90s. I think it was after I got married, but I'm not sure. This angel, crocheted angel here with the glitter. This was actually made by one of my senior year high school teachers. She was also my youth pastor's wife, and she made this for my mom. And it's one of those that you harden and everything. And so she was actually making that in the classroom in some of our study halls. So that one is very precious to me. My aunt had given me some of these candy canes, and she had just picked them up because she knew that I loved to crochet. And so these have hung on the Christmas trees between my mom and me probably 35, 40 years. Then I have, this is new additions, these little wooden ones here. These were made by Gloria and her husband with Hank Me Home Tonight. If you're around me at all for any length of time, you'll know that that's one of my favorite local yarn dyers and friends. So that's always special to me. And then right down here, this nativity. This was actually made by my dad. And you met him during Christmas in July when he gave us a tour of the museum he works at in Corsicana. But he made all of these, carved them, and I think my stepmom may have painted them. My mom and dad made a set originally and handed them out to a lot of family members, but I was still at home at the time, and so I didn't get one. So I got one from so it links together my mom, my stepmom, and my dad, which is just a very precious thing for me. And so that comes out every year. And it's just, I love the carving and the painting. There's Joseph. Okay, so that gives you, I can't tell what's on, oh, there's a sweater over here. This I did not make this sweater. This is a knit sweater. That ornament, though, Juju's Knits, that's here in Fort Worth. She does, has different ornaments and everything donated, and the money goes towards, I think that one is either towards the homeless or the cancer survivors or cancer patients here in the area. And so she does it as a fundraiser. So that's what that came from. So that's pretty much this tree. And then because the ornaments that I use on my Christmas tree I collected a lot of them over the years with my mom, and we would get one each year. And so it became a tradition. So there's stories behind almost every ornament that I put on my Christmas tree. So it's just, whenever I get it out, it's a way for me to remember and to think about some of the things, whether it's, and it links me back to my mom. She's been gone over 30 years now. And it links me back to her. But it also links me to the family I got after her, which God is amazing in what he gives us. Because I got to pick out my stepmom. I've told the story back in one of the other videos, but I got to pick out my stepmom. But she did come attached with 5 younger sisters for me. And I do love them. So it's just, my family changed big time. It started out with just me and Bill as the kids. And then as an adult, I gained 5 younger sisters. And we've been a family now for 30 years. So I have 2 separate entities that have grown together. And something precious about all of that is that my stepmom knew my mom. And so there's just an amazing blending there. Okay, before I start crying, you don't need to see that. I'm going to get this edited. I'm going to add a little bit of video at the end this evening whenever I get home and I decorate. Now, no promises here, because if it's a bad day at work, I'm going to put my feet up, edit, and post. So, but we'll get that tree decorated at some point in time, hopefully tonight. All right, y'all have a great day. And tomorrow, I'll tell you later.